everybody. Welcome to the Coffee Chat. I'm Andy Bozarth, Community Outreach and Advocacy Director for AARP Kansas. And today I'm joined by Glenda Du Bois, who is the AARP Kansas State Director. And we are going to talk about the 2022 Challenge Grants. Hi, Glenda.
Hello, Andy. How are you this morning?
I'm doing quite well. How about you?
I'm great. Thank you. Thank you. And thanks for having me.
Oh, well, thank you for joining us. I know you have a really busy schedule. We were just talking about that. So I
Yes,
appreciate you taking time to come and talk to us about the challenge grants.
absolutely. Absolutely. I'm excited to do that.
Can you tell us a little bit about what the challenge grants are?
Sure. Well, number one, the community challenge grants are part of our Livable Communities program with AARP as a whole. So it's what we do to make our communities better, and especially here in Kansas. And the mission of this particular program is to make communities more livable for people of all ages with tangible improvements that jumpstart long-term changes.
Wow, that sounds like a great grant opportunity for people. Can you tell me a little bit about what some communities have used the money for in the past?
Sure, sure. Some of those projects in the past have included, and just most recently here in Kansas, we were approved for 5 of those, the 2021 grants within the areas here in Kansas. But for example, we have been able to place benches, gardens have been built. We have been able to work and help community centers to improve their particular facilities. We've been able to provide different crosswalks and pathways, livable and walkable spaces. Those are just a few examples of some of the things that have been done across the nation and then also here in Kansas.
Well, it sounds like the community challenge grants can be used for lots of different opportunities. Are there any kind of divisions as far as what you can apply for?
Yes, you can apply for grants that are under several different areas. And number one of the things that we're really excited about right now with all of the different funding that's available, the federal programs that are available, you can apply for a grant through this program to leverage some of those that funding to help you to increase your project. That funding, for example, from the American Rescue Plan, those are and the Infrastructure Investment Grant. Those are fundings that are out there that communities would be able to apply for this grant to be able to help them with that. Anything that you would like to do in your community that would create vibrant public spaces, making places open parks, spaces, and helping to provide access to different amenities. Those are some of the things that we can do. Then also delivering a range of transportation and mobility options. And we know that's something that's very important, like the bikeability and the wayfinding, access to transportation. Those are just a few of some of the things that communities can apply for. And
Wow.
the one thing I want to say too is that we really want to look at projects that involve the community and people of all ages, for sure.
Definitely. And that is something that AARP is so committed to, is
Yes.
making communities more livable for people of all ages.
Yeah.
Somebody is interested, an organization or a person who knows an organization that could use some of this grant funding, what would they do to put their hat in the ring to get the funding?
Sure. Well, number one, we want them to know that the application process is open now, and they would go to the website that we're seeing that's running across the screen, which is aarp.org/community challenge grants. So that's that is where they would go to get the application and to absolutely be able to apply for it. And it is a short term, meaning that once it is, you have received it, we really need to have it completed by November of 2022. But you
So
can get
short
additional
turnaround,
information. Yes.
right?
Yes.
Short turnaround grants, and a lot of times those are hard to come by. But a lot of
Yes.
times you get offered three-year grants or things like that. So to have something that you can say, wait, this is a project that we have in mind and we'd like to do it now. This is the perfect opportunity to apply for money.
Yes.
Um, and let's see. Um, How much money can people ask for in this grant?
Well, I think that's the good thing about this particular grant is that the funding varies. So really, the organization, and starting here in Topeka at our state office, where we actually review those that come in for Kansas and then send them up to the national office. They really look at the scope of the project, and the applicant has looked at that and determined what the cost is. So therefore, we really take that into consideration. So the price, the amount of the grant varies from project to project.
That's great. And so it's actually very specific to any project.
Yes, it is.
Good. It sounds like the application process might be intensive. Is it an intensive grant application, or is it an easy to complete grant application?
That's another thing that's great about this. It's not a very complicated process. So really, it is very simple to go online and submit the application. Just be sure that you have all of your project descriptions and your budget and those pieces that you'd have for any grant application in place and be able to submit it.
Okay, and again, what is that website?
The website is AARP, www.aarp.org/community challenge.
Thank you. And I appreciate you taking time today to join us. Is there anything else that you'd like to say to people before we close the coffee chat today?
Well, we always just want to invite people to become engaged virtually with AARP and AARP Kansas. You can always go to our website and find the virtual events and different activities that are going on. And we would love to have you engage with us virtually any way that you can. And do consider the AARP Community Challenge Grant and apply and even share that information with others. Think of it as a way to get even a larger project done, perhaps a smaller piece of it.
Thank you so much. This has been really informative. And thanks again for joining me today. For those of you who are watching, join us next week when we will talk about the AARP advocacy priorities for 2022. Thanks a lot.
Andy.
We'll see you next week.
Thank you.